It's one of Zelda's strangest mysteries. It's one of the mysteries that I find the most bizarre. And the simple question is, where the flip is Kass in Tears of the Kingdom? And today I'm going to present to you what I believe are the three most likely in-canon, in-game events. We'll ignore the fact that for some bizarre reason the devs decided to leave him out of Tears of the Kingdom completely, even though he was such a good character from Breath of the Wild. But in the first theory video that I've done on this channel, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to present to you three cases. Two of them are boring, the third one I believe sounds the best and makes the most sense to me, so stick around for that. Welcome back to the Zelda Realm YouTube channel with me, Joe. It is great to have you with me as always, and thank you so much for the support on last week's video. Here are my two favourite comments, and all you got to do to be in next week's video is comment your thoughts down below this video. Make sure to leave a like, and as always guys, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The goal is to reach 1,000 subs, and when we get there we will do a full retrospective on Tears of the Kingdom, and you'll get all my thoughts unfiltered, definitely edited, but definitely unfiltered. But let's get stuck in. So for those who maybe aren't aware, maybe you've only played Tears of the Kingdom, in Breath of the Wild, Kass was a character that showed up in many different locations in Hyrule and gave Link some cryptic quests and riddles in the form of song. We meet him just before we reach the Elden area in Hyrule, and he sings a song about the whole calamity and the collapse of Hyrule. Various shrine quests, he is there to sing a little song and give us some much needed advice, but he then mysteriously is absent in Tears of the Kingdom. It was one of the things that for me I questioned after playing Tears of the Kingdom in terms of the continuity between the two games, because yes, Tears of the Kingdom is a sequel to Breath of the Wild, but there are some elements that were pretty prominent in Breath of the Wild that don't exist in Tears of the Kingdom, Kass being one of them. But if we put ourselves into the in-game world of Hyrule, let's come up with what I feel are three theories of Kass's location. So I'm going to go the most morbid one first, and theory numero uno, number one, is that Kass, sadly, between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, has passed away. Now, I have no reason as to why that might have happened. He could have been struck out by the blizzard at the Rito village, and that's caused him to pass on. But there's no evidence to suggest that he has. We do see his kids in Tears of the Kingdom, and they do not mention him at all, which is a bit weird. But they also don't mention that he might have passed on. Honestly, it's so bizarre. So that's theory number one. Very short, very sweet, very to the point. Theory number two, and this is the one that made me roll my eyes ever so slightly when I thought of it, but I thought it is a possibility. The second one is that Kass is in Tears of the Kingdom, we just do not see him. And what I mean is, maybe, just maybe, obviously we've got the Sky Islands, we've got the depths, we've got the mainland of Hyrule. Who's to say that Kass isn't flying around the map and we just haven't seen him? Who's to say that he's ditched his accordion and sing-song for just a little bit of flying practice around Hyrule? Maybe he's gone and explored elements of the Sky Island, or he's even gone above and beyond the Sky Island to see what has happened. Maybe he's been flying away from all the fallen rocks in order to survive. We have no idea. Again, it seems unlikely given the attention to detail that went into Tears of the Kingdom, but it's a theory nonetheless. So maybe, secondly, Kass isn't dead. He's actually just flying around Hyrule having a good time. But thirdly, the one I'd like to kind of draw out the most, and what I think maybe could be a reasonable explanation for Kass's lack of appearance in Tears of the Kingdom, is that Kass is a collector of stories. He's an adventurous bird who is collecting songs from different adventurers who learns about areas' histories and has a real interest in the past. And so it's not within the realms of possibility that Kass has actually gone on to lands new. So a distant land away from Hyrule. Kass could have journeyed over there to learn more about this world, to gain knowledge about things that we don't even know about. And there could be a situation where Kass has learned everything he needs to know about Hyrule, or in fact thinks he's learned everything he needs to know, because in between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it's Hyrule's rebuilding. So the major event that's happened, that's done. So as far as he's concerned, potentially, he's decided to go far, far away to learn more about different lands that maybe have histories of their own that he doesn't know yet, in order to pick up songs, and who knows, maybe come back to this Hyrule in the future with those songs to teach the people of Hyrule about these different lands that they don't know of. I like that one because it ties in with Kass's adventurous nature. We see him all around Hyrule in Breath of the Wild because he's exploring different areas to learn things, to write songs, to give Link some clues. If the decision was made that he shouldn't be in Tears of the Kingdom because we've learnt everything we already need to about Hyrule, then I like the idea that potentially Kass has gone away, he's gone to new lands and is learning new things, and who knows, he could be helping another hero somewhere else. But they are the three main theories. So very briefly to recap, first one is poor Kass has passed on. Second one is that Kass is in Tears of the Kingdom but we never see him because he's flying around. The third one is Kass has adventured to lands far away. Ultimately though, it was an interesting decision from the Zelda team to completely omit Kass from Tears of the Kingdom. It was one that I found really interesting whenever we realised that Kass wouldn't be in the game, particularly because of the number of secondary characters from Breath of the Wild that do feature in Tears of the Kingdom. But potentially the team felt that there was no need for Kass to be in Tears of the Kingdom. So what are your thoughts? What theories do you have for Kass's disappearance? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and check out the links down below for the Patreon and the second channel. I'll be back next week. I'm thinking about starting a series on The Legend of Zelda, The Hero's Purpose, the animated series by Major Link. So potentially reacting to each episode and talking through them. So if you'd like that, be sure to let me know in the comments below. But for now, I've been the Zelda Realm, and I'll see you next week.